Once a week, I tune into the John Maxwell Leadership Podcast. Amazing advice for us who are trying to become better leaders. And the other day, he talked about 10 ways to make sure you're growing every day. Continual improvement is the key. Now, George Knox in Leadership Magazine said, when you cease to be better, you cease to be good. And when you stop growing, you cease to be useful. You're just a weed in the garden of prosperity. We are what we are today because of what we did yesterday. Our actions today determine what we will be tomorrow. The path from ordinary to extraordinary is littered with continual improvement. That's what I want to talk about today. I heard a great lesson the other day on growth. Life goals are reached by setting annual goals. Annual goals are reached by setting monthly goals. And monthly goals are reached by setting daily goals. And then doing things daily, which eventually become habits. Now, that may sound redundant, but as James Clear tells us, habits, they're powerful. Habits turn into actions. Actions turn into attitudes. And attitudes turn into lifestyles. So, how do you improve every day? First off, you have to make the decision to understand what it is. Don't deceive yourself. Here's the 10 things I learned from listening to John Maxwell the other day. First off, don't be afraid to admit that you're wrong. It proves you're wiser today than you were yesterday. Number two, you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. I love this statement so much, I'm going to say it again. You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. Number three, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. If you're going to change, you have to be able to measure it. You can't say, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to read more. I'm going to write more, in my case. You have to measure it by breaking it down to simple things. I'm going to write 500 words a day. I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. I'm going to read 2 chapters a day. Now you can measure it. You have to set realistic expectations for your improvement. You got to work on like the same principle as training horses. You start with a low bar, a low measurement, easily accomplished. Then you move it up from there. Why do you do that? Number 4, we must win. If we don't win, we quit. We all love to win. And if we're not winning, we just stop. We move to something else. You have to use the compounding effect to create that huge change. Small choices, huge results. You'll hear me say that a lot. Continual change is essential to continual improvement. There's a saying, and I think Eric Thomas said this, the things that got you there will not keep you there. And the things that got you here will not get you there. So we have to have continual improvement. Number 6, motivation just gets you started, but it can go away. The things that keep you going are habits, small, easy habits every day. Number 7, we overestimate what we do in a month. And then we underestimate what we do in a day. We underestimate what we can do in a day because we're impatient. We want it all right now. Right now. I got to get it now. Salespeople quit because they think they're not going to make the sale. Same thing. We seem to be infatuated with big and fast and now. Number 8 is focus. William James, the father of psychology, said, if you would be rich, you will be rich. If you would be good, you will be good. And if you would be learned, you will be learned. But we must wish for one thing exclusively, not hundreds of things at the same time. So focus. Focus on what you're doing. Number 9, Pareto's principle. Spend 80% of your time working on your strengths. Work on things like self-discipline, your skills, your attitude. Work on those things, make them better. Go from strength to strength. And number 10 is what I'm doing today getting me closer to where I want to be tomorrow. Remember, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily.